Let's take a look at Sofi's stocks today. I'll tell you about and show you the presentation of the report that was released very recently. We'll also look at the trading results. My task is to outperform Sofi's stocks and see what's happening here. I'll also show you the volatility. We'll touch on options trading volume and show you the 3D volatility, which is very important. We'll also definitely see what the market predicts for this company. Let's start from the very beginning. The company recently released a report. The report turned out to be good, actually. We see that revenue is growing, profit is growing, and I suggest we delve deeper into this report. Naturally, you can find all the information on the official website of this company. I've looked at their report. All the information in brief. I'll tell you now and also show you the presentation of what's been said here. Financial performance. Sofi has reported strong financial results, including adjusted net revenue and adjusted EBITDA figures that exceeded expectations. The company has demonstrated profitability across its 3 business segments and achieved GAAP profitability in the fourth quarter of 2023. Sofi has successfully grown its business by increasing its member base, expanding its product offerings, and acquiring new accounts. The company's ability to drive brand awareness and execute integrated marketing campaigns has contributed to its growth trajectory. Sofi has focused on accelerating innovation in its financial products and services while vertically integrating its businesses. This strategic approach aims to enhance customer experience, drive operational efficiencies, and differentiate Sofi in the competitive market landscape. Sofi has made strategic investments in its financial services segment and overall business development. These investments are geared towards expanding market share, developing new products, and enhancing the company's competitive positioning. Overall, the key achievements during this period highlight Sofi's commitment to financial performance, business growth, innovation, strategic investments, and risk management. These factors collectively contribute to Sofi's success and position the company for continued growth and success in the future. Now let's look at the volatility because this is a very important indicator. As we can see, volatility after the report has dropped significantly to levels of 60%. This is generally a normal situation. The risks were high, but nothing terrible happened. Let's also look at the volatility smile. I can immediately say that we have different strikes, different expiration dates. As we can see, the nearest expiration dates are directed both towards increase and decrease. But if we look at the more distant strikes, then towards the increase, the volatility does not increase, while towards the decrease, the volatility begins to rise. This suggests that investors in the near future are betting that the stock can both rise and fall, whereas in the longer-term perspective, investors are more betting on the decline of the stock rather than its growth. Let's take a look at the historical implied volatility. Currently, historical volatility is represented by the gray line, and implied volatility is represented by the white line. As we can see, historical volatility is currently higher than implied volatility, indicating that volatility always returns to its historical values. And you can trade not only the stock itself but also volatility. For example, I will show you how this can be done. Let's say we predict that volatility in mid-June will increase by 20%, and artificial intelligence will suggest some interesting strategies for us. As we can see, there are a couple of strategies with an 80% probability of profit. Let's see what is suggested here. We are suggested to buy a June put and call option with a strike at $7 and sell a July put and call option with the same strike. It's a quite complex strategy. I must mention that it involves both buying and selling options and also uses different expiration dates. But I showed this solely as an example of trading volatility, of course. I don't recommend relying on artificial intelligence, bloggers, or bots. I always say that you need to think with your own head, educate yourself, and only then you can earn well. Let's look at the trading volume in options. As we can see, there is a very large volume concentrated around the levels of $7.50, $8. This applies to both call and put options. And as we can see, the stock cannot surpass these levels. We can look at the $8 volume. And as we can see, it tried several times in early April and late April to surpass this $8 mark. But again, it's very important to pay attention to such large volumes. It's not possible to do it yet, but sooner or later, it's entirely possible that this barrier can be broken. Also, we have a very large volume concentrated around $7, which is significant. We see that the stock also attempted to break through this volume. However, as we can see, it immediately rose literally one day, and it held below this value. And it wasn't allowed to go further because the stock could have started falling even faster. This pertains to volatility. Now let me show you the 3D volatility. Here we have all the information about dates and expirations, about strikes and options. I use this data to form a straddle position. I also advise you, of course, to learn how to do this. Professionals often use this. Let's immediately look at my portfolio that I manage. My main task is to outperform Sofi's stocks. Let's look at the table. I remind you that I started the experiment with $10,000, and my main goal is to outperform Sofi's stocks. Actually, during this time, I didn't do anything. I continued to wait. Again, why? Because we had a report, and before the report, I didn't do anything, because I don't know where the stock will go. Again, let me remind you of my philosophy. I can't predict price movements. I don't know where the stock will go. My main task is to manage positions competently. That is, to form a portfolio based on volatility, based on derivatives, to manage positions competently, And regardless of which way the stock goes, you would make a profit. The thing is, before the report, I didn't know where the stock would go. There's one option with a strike of 8 and 3 options with a strike of 8.5 at the moment. They are causing me losses, but it's not a big deal. Let's summarize the week. What has my portfolio done and what? Today is May 5th to 6th, 2024. The Sofi stock is at $100.108. I immediately put this into the table. And let's see, at the moment, my portfolio is growing by 1%. The Sofi stock is falling by 10%, and my gap with the Sofi stocks is almost 11%. Again, I've achieved this with the help of already realized profits, with the help of trading and options. This table is completely free, attached to the caption. Anyone can come in, take a look. But most importantly, let's look at this. As you can see, the blue line. That's my strategy. The red line is the Sofi stock. And as we can see, professionalism lies in the fact that my portfolio grows very smoothly, practically without any setbacks. Look at how the Sofi stock behaves. There's a significant increase, then a substantial drop, then it seems to rise again, then another fall. But my portfolio looks much more stable. Naturally, this is partly due to skillful position management, options, and derivatives. That's exactly what I'm talking about, my friends. If you learn to skillfully manage your portfolio, you will grow when the market grows. I'll definitely talk more about this in the future. Let's also look at the market forecast, what the market predicts for June 7th. And as we can see, the highest probability is that the Sofi stock will be priced between $7 and $7.5. So in fact, this range suggests growth, but that's for the month. And I want to draw your attention to this. If we look at what the market predicts, for example, for July, we'll see a slightly decreasing picture. That is, the most significant forecast is that the stock will be priced between $6 and $7 and slightly less so that it will be priced between $7 and $8. But again, this is the market's opinion, my friends. I'm not saying this is my opinion. I try to go along with the market. Again, if you go against the market, yes, you may make money at some point. That's cool. Again, that's my opinion. And the market, for the most part, turns out to be right. Don't argue with it. I don't recommend it to you. Also, I remind you that a completely new experiment is about to start soon, creating a portfolio from scratch. That is, I will open a portfolio from scratch. I will buy stocks. I will tell you absolutely everything in detail. How do I buy stocks? How do I form a portfolio? I'm already preparing a detailed spreadsheet where all the information about the stocks, about the dividends will be recorded. This spreadsheet will be absolutely free. Anyone can view it at any time. What trades did I open? What trades did I close in this spreadsheet? I will definitely shoot a separate video. How to use it? Also, you can then download it absolutely for free to keep your journal, because a trader's journal is a very important thing. I need to prepare well. I also advise you to watch my previous videos. This is practically how I will form the portfolio. Why will I form the portfolio exactly like that? I explained everything there in maximum detail very soon. Subscribe not to miss this experiment. Good luck to everyone.